1986 with Beosound. They were the first active loudspeakers and the first ones to have adaptive bass linearization, a technology made by Bang Olufsen. This allowed them to extract a much bigger sound and much more powerful bass response from very small speakers. And the advantage of having a tall, slim column speaker is that they only take up a very small amount of floor space.
It's not a book.
As an added bonus,
What's up everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to give you my take on B&O's new bookshelf speaker. And as you can probably tell, they took bookshelf speaker quite literally. So this is the new Beosound Emerge. It's a bit of a peculiar one. It comes in this black. The joke is kind of that it looks like a Wi-Fi router. Now that I've said it, if you haven't heard that before, you probably can't get it out of your head. And it's a three-way speaker that literally looks like a book. It also comes in the oak version, and it's meant to more or less sit in between your books, which is true to their name, like no one else. Nobody really does that. So in terms of specs, you have the usual. It does the Bluetooth thing, Bluetooth 5. It does AirPlay, it does Chromecast, it does your whole network selected parts, and it's quite a unique design. You don't see this quite often. If you look on the back, this is open, and it's more or less that there's a driver here in the side, and this is the bass port. I did a video before about how it sounds, probably here somewhere. Link will pop up, and it's a mixed one for me. In the black, I'm not the biggest fan. In the oak, I really like it, although it is a bit pricey, I feel, for what it is. If you're using this in the correct way, it's a great speaker. You have your 4 presets, like this is the volume. It has no battery, so it is you need to keep it powered on to use it. You can stream to it. You can do the B&O radio thing. Again, NL or BeoLink, whichever way you want to call it, is not present yet. It will be either in Q3 or Q4. We'll see how that goes. B&O, hurry up, please. If you're inclined, you have a mic mute button. In terms of sound, I like it. It's a 3-way speaker. So it has a tweeter, a mid, and a bass driver. It's quite impressive. But in reality, I feel the chassis is about 10% too small for it to do what it kind of could do. Anything over, call it around 65 dB, depending on what you listen to, it gets a bit smudgy, which is very unlike B&O as of late. As you can see, there's some of John's videos in the back with 90s, and you have my 50s over here and that sort of thing, and the Beolab 28s, and most things recently B&O has knocked out of the park. This to me is very specific and very polarizing. I'm sort of meh about it. My girlfriend likes it. I've heard other people say the exact same thing. It's sort of love it or hate it a bit. And if you love it, it's great. I mean, in terms of what it does, it's quite good. If you have a smaller room or literally background music, it'll do its job superbly. The sound is detailed and crisp. It sounds like a B&O product, which to my ears is a good thing. However, it's not a party speaker. It's not an M5, so to say. I'm not really sure it's even an M3, but you do get the mid-range that the M3 lacks, if that makes sense. Yeah, if you listen to like classical music, it'll work fine to higher volumes. If you listen to more modern bass-heavy music, they tend to be a bit more computerized. So the bass is a bit thicker, the mid-range is a bit thicker. It's that sort of modern sound, and it doesn't cope so well with that on loud volumes. But if you listen to something like Dire Straits or Fleetwood Mac, you can turn it up a bit more. So it's just something to be aware of. In terms of placement, STB brackets has a wall bracket, I think, for it now, or maybe it's B&O, but I think STB will do one. You get a USB-C charger. It's down here. It has an Ethernet connection. So you get all the usual suspects. It has a line in as well, both 3.5mm and optical. It's one of those combined ports they tend to do. It's a bit hard to approach this one. One thing I'm a bit, can you see, a bit fussed about with the black one is that it shows fingerprints quite easily on the sides. On the top, it's no issue. Like, I can do that all day and you won't see it. So if I'm holding it like this, I'm going to wipe it down. In terms of like packaging and how it gets to you, it's an amazing product because B&O has been really well up on their packaging game. The USB-C cord is excellent. Again, it's one of those rubbers that is nice to touch. Same for the connectors. And the charger is kind of universal in that you clip whatever part fits in your country onto the brick, so to say, which is great. Saves on waste and that sort of thing. So as I was saying, like in terms of sound, it's an odd one. If you have this for like your bathroom, your loo, or your bedroom or something like that, it's quite a good product. I have a Beosound stage in my bedroom. Video can probably pop up here somewhere. And the Beosound stage does everything basically this does. To make it better, it kind of needs a bit more room inside. Because in terms of packaging, it's possibly the most amazing feat of engineering B&O has ever done. They just ran into physics a bit if we're going to pump it. By that, I mean volume. And so be aware in the sense that this is an excellent speaker up to like 60-ish% volume, which is about 60 to 65 dB, depending a bit. The more bass heavy the track, the more you are around that range. If you listen to more like classic rock and that sort of thing, where the bass is like a drum set and not so much electronic bass like the woo-woo you have now, then you're good to go and you can turn it up a bit more. Yeah, let me know what you think. It's very polarizing. I like the sound. It's loud enough, I would say, but it's not like my cat. Shh, kitty. Let me know what you think. I hope this informs you enough. I really like it. It does a lot what B&O does now, although I wish it was a bit bigger, which is weird to say. Yeah, what do you think about a form factor like this? It's unique, it's polarizing. Let me know where you fall. Yeah. So I gotta take care of a cat right now. He wants to join us, and hope you all have a lovely day. Go like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.